I'm so excited to dive right into the 9th video of my 10-part series, and today we are talking all about future planning and long-term goals. Achieving your dreams. I want to start off with this video by mentioning that you may already be aware, maybe you're not, most people in life go through multiple career changes. So for the most part, even if you think you're going to be doing this long term for years to come, chances are, and I'm not saying like 100% like for you it's going to apply, but chances are you will go through a career change at some point in your life. Most people will go through at least one. Already, I think being an adult content creator does kind of set a bit of a ticking time bomb on yourself, because as you age, doing this kind of work becomes less and less viable and possible. So you probably don't want to expect that you can be doing this for the rest of your life in terms of the rest of your working years. I will say that I do definitely think that if you want to make this a long-term career, you definitely can, and there's definitely options and windows of opportunity for you, but it's definitely going to be more challenging the older you get, and your niche would have to shift with your age as well. So just something to keep in mind when you're thinking about if you want to stay in this kind of career for a really long time, long term. For a lot of you, you are just using this as a financial stepping stone to the next step and the next point in your life. And to be honest, for me, initially, that was exactly what this was initially. And then as I got into it more and more, I realized more and more about what I really wanted to do in my life. I've always been an artist at heart, and this is something that I'm inspired to do, and I'd rather be doing something that is creative than sitting at an office, for instance. And of course, your perspective while you're going through your career in this field can shift over time. I hate it when people, like especially if they're your friends, try to question your values and beliefs changing over time. That's normal, you guys. As you age, as you get more information, as you shift your values and belief systems, like you can do that. You can shift your values and belief systems, and that is normal and that is okay, and that are signs. Those are signs that you are growing and maturing as an individual. So if you are shifting your belief systems and your values and that kind of thing, it's completely possible that what you thought you were going to be doing 10 years from now, maybe in 2 years, you're going to be like, actually, I want to do something completely different, or I want to stay in the current field that I'm in the next 10 years. I want to be doing that. So know that where you expect to be in 10 years will probably look different in 10 years, but it is something to think about. Where do you think you're going to be in 10 years? How long do you think you're going to be doing this kind of work? Is this kind of work something that you want to be doing long term, or is it just a stepping stone in terms of getting from point A to point B? Maybe saving up enough money financially to support yourself to, say, go to university. Basically, think about what your long-term plan is, but you don't have to make any commitments just yet. And know that it is completely okay if you choose to stay in the adult industry long term, or if you are solely just using it as a stepping stone to get from point A to point B. Both are completely okay. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. Make your own decisions, stick by them, be confident in your decisions, and don't let anyone waver you. Forget them. It's your life, and you're having your own personal experiences that has nothing to do with these other people. It's all you, baby. Another point that I'm trying to make in this is be ambitious. Allow yourself to want various things, to be various things, and that is completely okay too. And maybe don't just attempt and anticipate to have one stream of income, especially if you are, like, say, the main financial supporter in your family, or a large portion of that. Definitely don't look to just have one source of income. And what I mean by that is maybe your main thing, your number one thing, is doing adult content work, but maybe you want to do some other things and branch out. And it could be something that's just setting a seed and just starting to grow it and nurture it, and years later maybe it'll blossom into something beautiful, maybe it won't. It's kind of impossible to know early on in the early stages. You can at least plant that seed and attempt to see if it has potential. So for example, if you're really interested in, say, fashion design or designing clothing, or you want to run a clothing store online, then maybe you want to plant that seed and see if that can blossom and go anywhere just by starting out, and starting out might mean trying out some plans that you want to do for some clothing designs. And maybe that means signing up for an online store or building your own website for something like that. Maybe that means creating a few prototypes and advertising it to your current following to see if there's any interest at all. You can start small with seeds that are branched out away from adult content creation, so you're having different streams that might open up different opportunities for you. And of course, you don't need to follow this seed all the way to the finish line. You can stop at any point if you're thinking this is just not something I'm really interested in doing anymore, or this is something that is going to take a lot more work than I thought and it's not really something that I can really handle. Maybe you want to branch out in these more mainstream content creator types of media and entertainment, and that is completely okay too, and that is something that you can look into. And since you already have a following, you aren't really starting from scratch, but you can plant those seeds in those different platforms like Instagram, TikTok, Twitch, YouTube. You get the point. Maybe you're really interested in creating crafts, or you have some really interesting craft ideas, or you always wanted to do candle design, make candles or soaps or something like that, and you're so interested in doing crafts with your hands and you want to plant that seed. So you can create, say, like an Etsy store, and you can dabble with some crafts as like a hobby, and then see if your following that you currently have is interested in any of these products that you are making. These are just some very small, simple ideas for creating income streams outside of adult content creation, and these seeds may blossom into something magical. It might mean that maybe 10 to 20 years from now, you are a full-time Twitch streamer making crazy income. Who knows? The limits are endless.
The limit does not exist. The limit does not exist.
And that is something that I want you to take away from this too. Do not go into your careers or the careers that you are interested in going into with thinking that there's going to be limitations on your success in any particular field. The moment you start setting limitations for yourself is the moment you are preventing yourself from growing your potential. And believe it or not, you have potential. So forget about the limits. They don't exist. You could be the #1 Twitch streamer one day. You could be. So one thing you could be brainstorming is, what are your hobbies? What are you truly interested in? If you are taking time off for the day and you're not indulging in, say, the TV, a video game, or maybe you are, and maybe that's actually something you want to get into, like movie reviewing or television reviewing or video game reviews or food reviews, like a food blog or something like that. Like maybe that is actually what you're interested in doing. But my point is, like, think about your hobbies, brainstorm your hobbies, what you're very interested in doing and spending your time on. And those things that bring you joy already are things that you can think about. What can I do involving this hobby that may be able to generate myself a whole career out of it, or a whole income stream out of it? And you can set the seed and the foundation for potentially building something up that has the potential to become huge. For example, currently I'm learning Japanese, and I've discovered the amazing Andy Toki on YouTube, and basically he actually kind of teaches the Genki 1 and Genki 2 textbooks, but basically he mainly started doing these videos, which started out, I guess, as live stream study sessions of teaching each lesson with his own examples. And he is able to get a following and be able to sell his teaching ability just because he had an interest in learning the language, and he figured out how to teach it better than the people who wrote the books could. And that is just one example of like how a particular hobby and a particular interest of yours could lead to something that could generate you a completely separate or brand new career or income stream, which could either be a side hustle or your main thing down the line. So that's pretty much the video, but if you want to stick around for the rest of this video, I am going to be talking about some of my own goals moving forward and some of the things that I'm currently interested in pursuing within the next 5 to 10 or so years. Of course, I've been on YouTube for years now, and when I first made my YouTube channel, I started filming on it. I thought I could be a full-time YouTuber within like 3 years of starting out the channel and replacing my income entirely from adult content work. And that's something that like you have to realize too, is adult content work has a lot of financial possibilities, of course, based on what work it is. But for me personally, I'm not giving up my YouTube dream. I would love to grow my following on YouTube. I would love to create other kinds of content on YouTube, and I have so many challenges for myself that I want to do. So for instance, number one, after I finish this 10-part series, which today I'm filming this video right now, and then I'm filming the Q&A right after that. This video is actually filmed the day before it's launching. So any of you who have gotten in your Q&A questions for me already, those are going to be what I am going to be utilizing to do the Q&A right after I finish this video. So I apologize, I will not be asking for your questions in this video. However, feel free to drop them if you want to, because I'm always going to be doing more Q&As in the future. But after this 10-part series, I was thinking of picking up my storytime series with a 4-part series, which would basically pick up from where I left off with my third episode, and it would go until I'm basically in college. I think I can cover that much in 4 episodes. Another YouTube challenge I've already set the intention with my 2023 New Year's resolution video is a Vlogmas challenge. Aside from vlogs, cosplay videos, and storytime videos, of course, I want to continue making videos like this for you babes to help learn and figure out this adult content creation world to increase your success, your sales, and so on. We have my YouTube channel and we have my Twitch channel, and those two are a couple of my biggest goals for diving into. I do have one more that is quite ambitious that I would be interested in doing in my later years, probably not at least for 5 to 10 years from now. I would even consider starting, but I would absolutely love to start something like an Airbnb or something like that, or house flipping. I think the idea of flipping houses, rooms, like using your body and putting all your energy and your creativity into transforming spaces, either just decorative furniture, art pieces, and that kind of thing, to create an Airbnb space, or to actually like try to sell things over, or whatever it is, or heck, maybe even like, it literally just came to me now, but like I know studio production is a thing, like creating studios, creating film spaces. Maybe I'll just get more into that in terms of utilizing that for both my mainstream content and my adult content. But yes, these are just things that are very big interests for me. So as you can see, and of course if I was going to be doing those more decorative house type things, I'd probably be making YouTube videos on them. I might be doing Twitch streams on them. So you can kind of see where my interests lie and where my ambitions lie, and I am going to be sticking around on the internet for the foreseeable future. I might never get off the internet in terms of creating content and sharing it with you, because that is seriously my passion, and I am so beyond happy that I can actually make a livable income doing things that I really truly enjoy doing. I don't dislike doing adult content, but I've been doing it for so long that I want to do things that are different. And I think everyone can relate to that. If you're doing one thing for years, you start getting bored and you want to start switching over and trying something else, because it's just more new, it's just more exciting, and the thing that you're currently doing that you've been doing for years is just same old. I'm not saying I want to stop doing adult content creation. I'm more than likely going to be doing adult content creation for the foreseeable future as well, for like the next 5 to 10 years, possibly, quite possibly the next 10 years. But I am branching out to other areas, and I'm very happy with that as well. So that was this video. I hope you enjoyed my current ambitions, and I hope you are excited for your own ambitions. Definitely do some brainstorming. Definitely think about where you want to be in the next 5 to 10 years. What are your interests and your hobbies? Brainstorm, make a list. What are things that you can do with those hobbies that you might think that you might have fun and entertainment and enjoyment out of sharing that with others in a monetary way? Because of course, if it's something that you can provide others as a service or content or physical goods, you can profit off of that too, and you can have fun doing it. And so it's a win-win for everybody. And of course, if there's something that you are very interested in and you learn and you put the time into developing skills, you are worth being paid for those skills, those talents, and everything you know. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it was a fun one. I think it was definitely more of a fun one and more of a inspiration type one. And if you did enjoy this video, please give me a big thumbs up. Subscribe down to my YouTube channel down below, and I'll see you babes with the final video, which is going to be a Q&A on Friday. So with that being said, bye for now, until next time.